I battle unusual file formats in this line of work more frequently than I want to. HEIC is often rejected by Canva, MKV doesn't work in QuickTime Player. Yeah, we all had to look for VLC Media Player and download it to run that, didn't we? Well, maybe not anymore. So the thing is, I thought this app couldn't be all that. But then HEIC turned into JPG, MKV turned into MP4, WEBP turned into PNG. Look at this, the setup is almost instant. You basically download just these 3 things and you are in. No 10-minute intro into the app. On the landing page, there is honestly nothing to learn. You just pick your file you want to convert, select the targeted or output file format, and click convert. It's that simple. This is one of my own voiceovers in FLAC, and one click, it's now a waveform audio file. No visible or audible loss in quality. Yeah, I think this might be the reality stone for files.
Now, reality can be whatever I want.
Obviously, it supports macOS. Apart from the support for Microslop and Linux, there is one cool thing I noticed about this app. The app automatically chooses the best compression method and level for the file you're trying to convert, so the final product in a different file format still matches the same size of the initial file. That's actually pretty smart, but then I had an intrusive thought. What if I dragged the compression slider all the way to the minimum to keep maximum detail? That sounds right in theory, right? Anyway, one lab accident later, I turned this 66 megabytes file into a 900 megabytes plus file. And then looking at this video side by side, I can't really see any noticeable difference. There is one difference though. That 900 megabytes file, it's way harder for my Mac to play. So do not get tempted by that compression slider. I would suggest you leave it as it is. While converting a HEIC file to a PNG, CPU usage stayed around 95 to 99%, basically 1 core. Memory usage peaked at around 750 megabytes thereabouts. Then converting this 66 megabyte MKV file to an MOV, it used around 1.14 gigabytes of memory while the conversion was going on. And then the CPU usage went all the way to 700%. That's basically full utilization of 7 out of my 8 CPU cores. At least for a consolation, at the idle state, the CPU usage is basically 0% and the memory usage is 130 megabytes thereabouts. The energy impact is not the most, but it's quite significant for just a few rounds of tests I tried out with relatively lightweight files. But it's acceptable anyway. Cough cough, AI data centers. So who is this app actually for? First, it costs around $14 US. One-time purchase. Lifetime access. I kind of respect that. Convert anything into anything for a lifetime, with access to future updates, of course, to the app. So if you're the kind of person that converts files maybe once a year, but then you fight through the ads on your web page and then reduce quality for your output files, the app is probably not really for you. But if you frequently convert Office documents, HEIC MKV documents, which are very annoying to deal with, WebP images, WebM videos, things like that, and you do it regularly, I would say the app is definitely going to make its mark in your workflow. The developer gave me a license key for free, so I'm covered already. But honestly, I was actually looking forward to dissing his app. Unfortunately for me, there was nothing to diss. I mean, he has no idea I'm even making this video. You guys should not tell him, please. Yeah, I can't be trusted. Anyway, look up here if you want to get the dynamic island on your MacBook Notch. Windows users, sure,